well, we do have a few people. What's up, guys? What's going on? Sorry. Wow, that's really blurry. The lighting is gonna be pretty bad. I'm outside. I'm gonna barbecue some burgers. This is late, but hang on a second. Let my dog out real quick. Shut up. Go. Oh. Stop. So, yeah, like I was saying, I apologize for earlier. I actually was set up when we were about to go live, but had some stuff happening with my mom, so was a little busy. So ran and took care of that, and yeah, if I get a call or something, so I may have to stop this, but I'll try to hang out as much as I can, especially since I'm just outside messing with the barbecue grill anyway. So, Mike's here. Thought my eyes were messed up. Should put my glasses on. Francisco, what's going on? Turbo. Billy, everything's all right. It'll be all right. It always will. Kind of work itself out. At least that's what you tell yourself. So, um, yeah. Did most of you get a chance to watch the last video? I tried to fix this light. I tried to get it up with enough time to give everybody a chance to watch it, and then maybe we kind of discuss some of the stuff. So, then I also tried to kind of stay away from the comment section. That way I didn't answer a bunch of comments. So if I haven't answered your comment yet, that's kind of why. So, and of course my feed won't stay caught up. Yeah, yeah, that was tricky. Those are. So have any of you had to deal with any removals with that much ivy before? Because I personally like to use a very small gaff, so they're pole gaffs, and there's just nowhere to put a spike in. So like you have to cut a path for yourself as you're going up, so you end up cutting the ivy, and then there's so much ivy you're trying to gaff into the ivy as you're headed up. So footing is all jacked up. So anytime you can do a tree like that, um, trying to get like a very like high point tie-in, and always running my lanyard, and just like if I could have rope walked and I was in the same tree, I probably would have done that, because it's just too hard to climb up that ivy. You get your gaffs, they get stuck, or the piece rips out. And it was no fun, but yeah, yeah, it's that area that a lot of them trees were like that. The one that I did a few months, like I think the video was a few months back from that same area. It was the gnarliest ivy tree I've ever done. It had ivy from that touched the ground and then went like 80 foot in the air, and it was enormous. Like I'd say it was probably 5 foot across the stump, maybe. It was gnarly. So I had removals like that, but fortunately, I painted a bucket the entire. Yeah, bucket would have been kind of nice, but yeah, it was so soggy back in that area. I don't think you could have got one back there. The area was real tight to get into. Um, yeah, maybe you could have got one back there. I mean, I got my truck back there, so those little Bill Jacks ones would have went. But yeah, I didn't show like in the video, I didn't get a chance to show the actual base anchoring technique, but like just anchoring that off to the base of the tree, that rigging rope that went up, is just that's basically all you do. It's nothing special. You just have to really make sure that you get a good anchor at the base and know that like it's gonna stretch a little bit. So like if you I kind of pull it all the way to the crotch and get it all the way kind of upset into it, because the first rig that you do, the rope stretches a little, and most of them have good stretch. But the reason, I thought somebody would have picked up on it, but nobody really caught it. Yeah, I know, Francisco. They are so hard to get up into. That's probably the worst and the longest part of it is just trying to cut a path to get up into it. But then when you're doing branches, you can't get that precise, like real fine tooth comb version of a cut, because the ivy will hold it. So you're like separating ivy to make sure that it doesn't grab it as it goes. And like I've done ones where you take a branch and then it rips off a section of ivy below you because it's all connected. And then it turned out the damn thing had poison ivy in it, or poison oak. Probably poison oak. Sorry that I keep doing that. I don't know why my camera does that, but yeah, I think it had poison oak. I ended up getting a little bit of it. Yeah, the handsaw, as long as it's not too embedded into it, works really good. So it's usually what I use on my way up. Oh, Rob, you'll like it. It's like if you're a lighter guy, I don't know how much you weigh. It's a very bouncy device because like you have to relieve pressure and stuff to be able to get like a smooth run almost, because it's a loaded cam system. So like the rope's going around a cam and it loads it, and like here's the cam goes around and it engages like here when you add the weight, and it locks the rope that's going through here. It just locks it off there. So your weight is actually keeping the rope locked. So then when you grab the trigger here, what it does is when you pull on it, it opens that up and like relieves a little bit of that and allows the rope to kind of go through the pinch. But if you're using it as a secondary like climbing system or just for a quick ascent, they are so awesome. Really good tool to have as a second lanyard, you know. But secondary is usually where you try to use it at, and it's so fast. And like instead of running a lanyard, sometimes having one tie-in and then running another small climbing system is so much like more comfortable and quick and nice. So, dude, I'm sure you'll enjoy it, but it does take some getting used to. And I've actually done full climbs where you run it off the 3-to-1, but you have to like be able to anchor the 3-to-1 to the top also, which is complicated. But it's really nice for a quick ascent and pretty easy. Yeah, Turbo, them ones they came out pretty nice. I removed one that was enormous though. You base tie your anchor for rigging the same as you do. Yeah, I use that same one because it's because I would say double lock it, because you're impacting it in ways that you definitely don't do, you know, with climbing. So definitely I use that, but I could have like put a midline knot right where it was real close, and then just anchored it with a some sort of an anchor, you know, a big strap or something, and just anchored right to it. But if you noticed, and you'll probably notice maybe in the next one, it was wrapped up like below the or below the rigging system. It was wrapped around it like 10 times, maybe 12 times, because I had a lot of leftover rope at the bottom, and I wrapped it until I got all the way to the end and did the same way that, you know, I tie a circus knot midline and then girth it one way and then wrap around and then pull the rope the other way, so it's running in a X system so that it actually never loosens and can slide. So I'm sure there's a much more technical, complicated way of saying that to where it'd be more standard, but that's what I got for you. Oh, Dan, I'm all right, man. Just life. I mean, it catches up sometimes, and you just gotta get a hold of it. I hate being like telling personal stuff on the internet. I always feel like anyone who does that is either so desperate for like sympathy and views, or like, and they regret it afterwards. And try to keep this stuff to myself. I'd rather just stay kind of happy and in a good mood with y'all. What's up, man? But thanks, Dan. Everything's cool, man. Hey, Poison Ivy and Poison Oak. I do too. And I hated that I didn't like see it till like 2 days later. Oh, no problem, Rob. That's my way. I feel like maybe more relatable for a lot of way. My way of explaining things, because like I do watch some other channels and they really almost overcomplicate some things, but I feel like they're way smarter than me, and the things they're doing are so complex. But for some people to get it, you can't use the technical term for everything. That's why we don't walk around in tree groups calling everything by its Latin term, because who the heck wants to keep up with that stuff and use that? We all kind of have our way of oak trees, pine trees, so instead of giving their technical names. So depending on the person, I may be your type of guy to explain things, and you actually may get it a little more, because I try to give it in a way that like I would definitely understand myself, and try to correct a few of the things that I feel like I didn't understand when other people did it. Well, Ground Pounder, I just gave another big long explanation, so that one wasn't needed either. But that's me. Um, oh, as far as the personal, okay, you're right on, man. Yeah, cool. You're right, yeah. Thank you. No, you're cool. You're cool. I appreciate those who don't I personally don't like that stuff, and I'm just kind of a loner. I deal with my stuff in my head, and probably should say it sometimes, but yeah, I'm immune to this. I could roll around in poison ivy. Like, if you go back, I'm trying to remember the name of the video. I did the gnarliest wild cherry tree I've ever seen anyone, like, it was the biggest wild cherry tree I've ever seen. It was probably 12 foot at the stump, and it was like 6 or 7 cherries that were like, they were like 2 to 3 foot. Well, no, they were at least 3 foot, maybe even bigger, some of them across. And they all grew into one stump. And I climbed that tree. Like, I probably shouldn't brag about this, but I did that one in a tank. Stop! In a tank top, in shorts, in the dead of summer, and like rolled in poison ivy. I just played in it the entire. It was, and I didn't get nothing from that. So like poison oak, if I end up scraping my arm or getting a rash, like rubbing my arm on something, I think that's when I'll get it in that spot, and spots where I get scratches and stuff. So where it's actually raw. Yeah, see, I there has been times where I've messed in it and like you like get it all up my face, and then I will get like a little like couple dots on my forearm or something. But I think it comes down to where like even if you're not allergic to it, that you can like get a sore or a scrape, and that area is easy to like actually catch it maybe after it's like an actual Let me throw these burgers on here real quick.
Monty, stop, dude.
Hey. What is that? Have some random like crackheads or drunk people like dancing in the middle of the road over there. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. About to start throwing rocks at them.
Hey, stop.
Damn it! Of course I'm gonna be on live and have to flip out. So stupid. You better lay down. Knock it off, dude. He loses his mind. He doesn't much like people. And I think he's kind of like me. No big words needed, I agree. Stop! Whoa. Now I'm catching the smoke from it. Lay down, knucklehead. You know what? That lighting's maybe even a little better. Sad to say. What the hell y'all say? Yeah, I gotta make these burgers, but I wanted to kind of keep up appearances. So definitely not our best live, but I think kind of having. Guy's out of his mind. You gotta throw stuff at him. I think kind of having an idea may help on him. So maybe next time we'll do that. He's so ridiculous. Yeah. Like I said, I'm gonna finish my burgers, and I guess I'll hop off here. I don't have a whole bunch to say. I feel like I can't believe you guys even showed up, especially this late. So. Yeah, turbo. It is. That's how I look at it. It's all kind of part of it, and it's a couple times a year is par for the course. So, I feel the exact same way. Awesome. Yeah, I cooked T-bone night before last and bratwurst, and then I had burgers. And I was supposed to cook them that night, and I'm like, man, let's just hold off, and I'll cook them the next night. And then I actually, do any of you hunt morel mushrooms? Or is that just a Missouri hillbilly thing? Because I have a batch of those too that I found on a job site, and yeah, I'm gonna make those and eat those. So I know a lot of people hunt them things. So. Yeah, I'm gonna try to enjoy the burgers, guys. Mike, Steve, it's going, man. I'm gonna have to cut this one short. That way I can go ahead and finish cooking. But hey, thanks a lot for hanging out, and I will answer any questions that were or comments from the last video now. And next time we do this, maybe I'll like be a little more prepared. But like I said, sorry, had an emergency come up. Kind of need to take care of some family stuff. Got that taken care of, and just need a little time to unwind, or I would sit here and do the live for another hour or so. But wanted to just check in and say thanks for hanging out, watching the videos, and showing the support and stuff like that. I appreciate it. Kind of gives the channel a bit of purpose. So thanks again. Stay safe, and I'll catch you soon. All right. See you guys.